Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. So this video is a discussion on the 2024 question paper of Ordinary Differential Equations BSc Honours Mathematics Semester 2, University of Delhi. So you can see that the format of the paper was very similar to the last year's paper. There were 6 questions in all containing 3 parts each, and you were expected to do any 2 parts from each question. Every part carried 7.5 marks, so that makes it 15 into 6, that's equal to 90. The use of scientific calculator, non-programmable one, is allowed. So let's quickly flip through the paper. The first question was a differential equation. The question just said solve this differential equation. So if you look at it, it's a reducible to exact rule 2 application where your integrating factor turns out to be e to power x when you consider del m by del y minus del n by del x upon n. So it's very easy to figure out. Those who know rule 2, it's very easy for them to figure out that e to power x is an integrating factor, and the final solution looks like this. Moving on to the second part of this question paper, the first question, second part, you were to solve this initial value problem. So it's a very easy question. You can see that it's a separable equation given, but there's an initial condition attached to it, so do not forget to find out the value of the constant in the end, and just finding that C and writing the final particular solution was expected in this question. C part, again similar to the previous year paper, the 2023 paper, it had 2 sub parts. The first one was direct exact differential equations, a direct question from Ross, and the second part was from 1.6 of Edwards and Penny, a standard question from the textbook exercise where it's expected to reduce the order, and you can see that the dependent variable y is missing, so it's that category, and you can just easily call dy by dx or y dash as p and then make it separable in p and x and so on. So that was expected in the second part, a very easy question. Both the subparts of part C were standard questions from Ross and Edwards and Penny respectively, and this is the final answer to the second part. Moving on to the second question. Second question is a radioactivity application, again from Penny, a direct question from exercise 1.4 where the answer turns out to be 4.86 into 10 to power 9 years approximately. If you just use the law of radioactivity, it's a straightforward question. Half-life was given and there was a relationship given between the two ratios were given. So if you apply that relationship in the radioactivity law, the answer turns out to be 4.86 into 10 to power 9. The second part is again a question direct from the exercise, continuous compound interest applications. It's an exponential growth model application from the exercise. C part is a solved example from again Edwards and Penny's solved example where it's Newton's law of cooling application where the answer turns out to be approximately 105 minutes. So this is again, so all the questions were directly from the recommended textbooks. Moving on to the third question, which comes from unit 2. So I told you in the previous video also that the format of the paper is that the first 2 questions come from unit 1, the third and fourth question of the paper come from unit 2, and 5th and 6th question of the paper come from unit 3. So that's the standard format which is being used in this paper also. So this is again 3A. You were to show that these 3 are linearly independent solutions where you can just find out their Wronskian and show that the Wronskian is non-zero, and then you were expected to find a particular solution. So you know that if Wronskian is non-zero, these are linearly independent, and since it's a third order differential equation, so the general solution is a linear combination of these 3 solutions given to us. So this will be taken as the general solution, and the particular solution will be obtained by using these 3 conditions given, and applying these conditions on this general solution we'll be able to find out the values of C1, C2 and C3 respectively. So again a good question, very similar format to the previous year paper, very similar. So second part of this question was variation of parameters, where you know there's a YC component, there's a YP component, and there's a standard formula which we use in variation of parameters. So the YC component turns out to be this and YP component turns out to be this, and the answer is YC equal to Yx equal to YC plus YP. The general solution is the sum of YC and YP. The next one, as expected, was from undetermined coefficients, but a special case where the root was affecting the right hand side. So you first find out the YC, component and then use your trial YP like this. It's a modified trial YP, you can see. So those who know the special situations that we use in undetermined coefficients, for them it's very easy to understand that why the trial YP has been modified like this. The fourth question was an operator method problem, where you can see that it's a standard. You just use the D notation to write this in the D formula. If D stands for D by dt, then you write it in D notation, the operator notation, and then eliminate one of the variables first and use its value to find out the value of the second variable. So that was an easy question again. The B part of this question was Euler-Cauchy, with right hand side being non-zero. So you know that the substitution B equal to log x is going to work here to find YC. And when you apply variation of parameters to find YP, please make sure that you have to take right hand side as 72x cube. You have to get rid of x square because the equation has to be in the standard form for finding YP. So be careful here for finding YP. Otherwise, it's a question from the exercise, direct exercise question from Edwards and Penny. You can just go and check in your book. Next one, again a direct question from simple pendulum application, a direct formula based question. So such questions are very easy because everything is given. You are just expected to apply the relevant formulae to get the answers. So moving on to the last two questions which come from the modeling unit. The first question was to develop a model with two differential equations describing predator-prey interaction. So you were expected to explain Lotka-Volterra method of predator-prey interaction. So Lotka-Volterra system was to be done here. And please, whenever such a question comes, you start with a compartmental diagram, then write your word equations, Balanced law, and then introduce all the notations, the assumptions that you are taking, and then formulate the differential equations. It's a full-fledged 7.5 marker. So please do not write it very informally. Please make sure that you present the solution nicely. The next one was define equilibrium solutions. Equilibrium solutions, you know, for a differential equation are points of zero rate of change. And there's a question attached to it which expects you to find the equilibrium position of a model where you have three species interacting with each other. There are three species. Xt is prey 1, Y and Z are two predator populations, and you were to find the two possible equilibrium points. So this is a question from the exercise of Barnes and Fulford, standard question from the guidelines. So that's the second part. C part, again direct question from the book. A very easy question. Dx by dt is given to be this. If you take 0.2 common, it works well, but that's your choice. You just have to solve this separable differential equation and predict the population size when t is equal to 2. The answer turns out to be approximately 120. Starting with 100, you reach 120 size if this model is followed. So moving on to the last question of the paper, the sixth question, the first part, again one of the questions from the exercises of Barnes and Fulford. You can see that it's a direct question and one of the parts of the question is given. There were three parts attached to that question, but one part is asked here and the answer is approximately 0.55 millibars. So it's a direct question of exponential model here. Next part was discuss phase plane analysis of predator-prey model. So one of the questions wanted you to develop the model predator-prey interaction, and the second question, the next question, second part, asks you to do the phase plane analysis of the same model, which is a standard question, guideline problem. So there should not be any problem. The last question of this paper, the last question, last part, is a solved example from Edwards and Penny, where it's a pollution model, lake pollution model, which is motivated through this discussion of salt solution in a tank. So this is the motivation that is discussed by all the teachers before they discuss the lake pollution setting. This is a mini setting of that. So that is again discussed very nicely in the book. It's a solved example. You can refer back to that. So the differential equation which was expected to be created here is this. So I think you can get a feel from this paper that the paper is very much standard. Everything is direct from the book. The books that have been recommended, the guideline problems, the questions were all very much direct from the book. The paper was standard. The format was similar to last year's paper. So it was a cakewalk for the students to attempt this paper. I hope it's going to be useful for the ones who are studying now and appearing this year. That is all about this video. Thank you so much for watching.